What does it take to transform an idea into a law? How does the legislature truly work? This series explores those questions and more as we go behind the curtain in Olympia for a Session Extra. Before a bill gets to here, and way before it gets here, it goes here. Behind the busy commons at the south end of the state capitol building, tucked away inside the Pritchard Library. First floor to the left is one very significant wooden box, the hopper.
It is the box that you put your draft into, and once it gets put in there, it gets assigned a bill number and it becomes a bill.
Kathy Buckley is at the helm of one of the key behind-the-scenes positions in state government.
I'm the code reviser. We are the legislative bill drafting arm for Senate and the House and all state agencies. And we do the technical bill drafting, and then during the summer, we publish the Washington State Register and the Administrative Code.
As for the hopper,
it's the thing that draws the most attention to our office. We get people taking selfies by it every single day.
Lawmakers, legislative staff, and lobbyists rely on the code reviser's help. Kathy and her team prefer to stay out of the limelight.
Oh, we love being in the background. We love it. It's a great position to be in. You can watch it all. People don't know who you are. And we can help everybody as part of that process too.
They pore over every bill draft that gets filed, and there are quite a few.
We get about, as far as drafting, we get new drafting requests, probably about 100 a day. And that's just new files. It could be second or third drafts. And those are all the confidential bill drafts. Those are just the ideas that members have, or it's agencies have, or stakeholders have that members have authorized to work on. So we're very busy with 100 or so bill drafts a day.
Part of their job is to find out how a bill will impact any of the existing laws on the books. And to put that in perspective,
there's 12 books. There's many laws in the books.
They don't tell legislators what to write, but they do make technical suggestions.
We kind of view ourselves as legal editors. So if someone says we have this policy idea and we want to implement something, we'll read through the bill, and if we see something that concerns us, we'll bring it to the staff members' attention. Our primary concern is to make sure there's no conflicts within the bill and that it fits into the RCW. So we make sure that if it's changing something that's in current law, we make sure that that law is getting changed.
By the way, RCW stands for
the Revised Code of Washington.
And it gets revised
every session. Every summer we fix it up and get you a new version.
It's a team effort.
We have a team of 40 people. We have 9 attorneys and we have 1 session attorney, and the rest are professional administrative staff. That's your reward.
Beautiful. I'll take it.
And we're divided into teams. So the attorneys take in the client, talk about the policy decisions, and do the first round of technical bill writing. Then we give it to the editors, and they do things like check internal references. If you're removing a subsection, everything might be messed up in the rest of that bill or in the code. So they check all of that. They check definitions, make sure that they're used uniformly throughout. Then it goes to our data processors and our proofreaders, and then our printer who prints it up and gets it back to you. It takes a special person to work here. We have said that people who like puzzles are the best people who work here because they like to pick things apart and put them back together.
No! The amendment is not adopted.
Here's how the system works.
So each house is marked with its own color. Blue is for House, pink is for Senate.
Green is for agency bills.
And if you want to drop a bill and have it become official, you have to have a blue sheet signed by a member of the legislature. And you drop it in our hopper, and the next day it's assigned a bill number and it becomes a bill. After it's assigned a bill number, we take it back to the workroom, and then House and Senate administration decide where it goes, what committee it goes to. So they'll assign it to a committee, and then it'll be up to the committee chair to decide whether or not to have a hearing on that bill.
Back to the hopper.
The hopper is a historical term. It comes from agriculture. It's where people used to hold their grains before it went to market.
Once a bill is dropped, there's no turning back.
Once it's in there, it's in there. Anything that goes in there has to be approved by the legislature. And that's why we have all these protections. That's why we have so many people working on it, because we want to make sure that when the member drops that bill, all those changes are indicated and nothing gets snuck by.
At times, that's been hard to enforce.
The old versions of the hopper, it started with a wire basket on the chief clerk's desk, and of course that's easy to rifle through. The second version we had in our office was just a big box, but it had a big opening. And about once a week, someone drops a bill in that they instantly regret. Maybe they wanted to add another signature or there was something else they wanted to do to it. But once a week, you find somebody up to their elbow in the hopper trying to dig out bills. We have now changed that. The hopper, I won't say it's impossible, but we have a very narrow opening on the hopper now.
Bill drafts are constantly trickling into the code revisor's office, but around legislative deadlines, things get really hectic.
The busy times of years are at the cutoffs. That's when we really know that these things have to be turned around overnight. Policy cutoffs are very busy for us because if it doesn't get out of that committee, it doesn't get out. Budget cutoffs are also very busy for us. It's not unusual for our teams to stay working until 2 or 3 in the morning to turn around that budget document so that they can have it on the floor the next day.
And there's a lot at stake for those proofreading the bills to make sure no detail is overlooked. Conflicts in law can lead to court challenges.
We are nonpartisan and we're confidential, and we want to make sure it's just right so none of that gets called into question.
I'm Mike McClanahan, and this has been a TVW Session Extra.